Hi, I'm Kevin Hill, and today we're going to do another fun painting. So let's get started. We'll start off today with a little bit of blue on the 2-inch brush. We'll come right up here to the top and drop in a nice sky. Try to make your sky darker at the top, and then let it get lighter as it comes down toward the horizon. And I don't want this sky too light today, especially up at the top, because I'm going to have some clouds in here. And if this sky is a little bit darker, then they'll show up better. Make sure you get it nice and dark. We do want to see a little bit lighter down toward the horizon. With a clean 2-inch brush, we can blend out all these harsh areas in the paint up here. See all these light and dark areas? They're very harsh. And I want to get a very soft blend. But I don't want to totally destroy everything here. I want to leave a couple of the variations in the sky. I just want to make it look very smooth. It's still leaving some of that light and dark. With a nice gray color on the fan brush, we can drop in some clouds. I'm really not too worried about the bottom of the cloud. I'm looking more for this top edge. I want a nice top edge. This is just the dark shadow part of the cloud. We'll come back and highlight and make it look very white and bright in just a second. Just looking for the shape right now. Try not to get any repetitive patterns up here. Try to keep them loose. If you put them in quick, you'll have less of a chance of making them symmetrical. If you sit here and think about it too long, you'll probably get into some trouble. There we go. Just drop them right in. With a clean fan brush and a little bit of white, we can add those highlights. Just touch with the brush and use tiny circles. Look, I'm only highlighting the top of the cloud there. Really not going very far into the cloud because I want to save all that dark we put in there. It looks like shadow and it'll make your clouds have a lot of depth when we're done. Just do tiny, tiny circles. See that? You can kind of shape your cloud. Maybe there's another little bit that sticks out like that. Make your cloud very interesting. There we go. Just do that to all your little clouds. Now I'm going to go to a clean, dry 2-inch brush. And I'm going to very, very lightly blend out the bottom of these clouds. This is really the exciting part. You get to see your cloud kind of come together. Make it look very soft. Just like that. I don't want to destroy the entire cloud. Just want to make it look smooth and very nice. When you have the bottom done, lift them up. This kind of fluffs them up a little. Makes them look nice. And then gently blend across. Then we'll do that to all the clouds. With the knife and a little bit of black, we can add in a cliff back here, or a big mountain range. But this mountain is going to kind of come straight down. Maybe not totally straight down, but very steep. I just want a different shaped mountain today. A little bit different than normal. Pretty tall though. I do want it nice and tall. In fact, maybe we'll bring this peak up like that. See, you can just change them. Make them whatever size and shape you want. But not much paint here. Not much paint at all. Because I want this mountain to look very far away. And by not having much paint, that white will show through and it'll look very far away. Nice and gray. Light. There we go. Just drop it in. With a clean 2-inch brush, we can grab this mountain and pull down. Remember, this is very far away. So it's nice that it's very light. Look at that angle I'm pulling down at, because this mountain's very steep. With the knife and a little bit of white, we can add in some highlight on this distant mountain. This is very light touch, almost as light as you could possibly touch. That's just perfect. There's not much paint on my knife. I'm letting that grain of the canvas do most of the work here, because there's very, very little paint. Gives you a far away effect. Makes it look very distant. Watch the angle of your knife, because I do want this mountain to be very steep. With a little bit of blue and white, we can add a shadow up here. This is done really the same way. Touching with that knife and letting it run right down. Very lightly. Very, very lightly. There we go. And there's not much paint on the knife. When you're done with that, you can take a clean brush and very lightly tap out the bottom of the mountain to create some mist. And lift up very lightly. Because I don't want to destroy all these nice things we put in the mountain. Just want to tap away a little bit to create mist. And blend it all out. Now with that same black we used to make that first mountain, I want to drop in another one. This one's going to be darker, but it's the same color. So the way you make it darker is by not scraping off as much paint. Leave it kind of thick on there. That way it'll look much darker. It'll also look closer because you have it darker. There we go. But it's the same color. Same color. It'll really push that other one back. Leave that little misty spot we put in there. Separates them. And don't scrape away much paint. Before we go too far, I want to grab a little bit more blue on a 2-inch brush. And I want to pull in some water. Pull in from the sides. And kind of leave an open area in the middle. That'll look like a reflection of light on the water. Don't lose that. That's nice. There we go. And we can grab a clean brush and very lightly blend over this whole thing. Don't blend too hard or you'll lose that area in the middle. With a clean 1-inch brush, we can grab this mountain and pull it. Now we left a little bit more paint on this one, so it'll be darker. When you're pulling, don't pull off too much of that dark color. Leave it. It'll look nice. There we go. With a little bit of white on the knife, we can highlight this one the same way. Let the knife touch and float. Float right down that mountain. I have a little bit more paint on the knife than last time. But I still have a very light touch. With a little bit of blue and white, we can add some shadow, just like this. Very, very light. Really everything when highlighting, shading a mountain is done very lightly. You push too hard, you won't get any of this breaking. It'll all just mix together and won't look right. It's a very, very light touch. Back to that 2-inch brush, and we can make some mist the same way as before. Just tap. Tap very, very lightly. And then lift up, following the angles of the mountain. See that? The mountain kind of comes up like that. So you pull that way, very lightly. With a little bit of dark green on the fan brush, we can think about some tiny trees back here. I'm using only the corner of that brush, the top corner only. And I'm dropping in all these little trees. These are so far away, there's not much detail. Now we can add a tree that has a little bit more detail in it. So this time I'll use the corner of the brush and tap and move back and forth. This will shape your little tree. There we go. Tap them right in. Maybe we'll have a lot of trees in this painting. So there's another one. Just tap it in the same way. With the 1-inch brush, we can reflect a little bit of these trees in the water. See that? Maybe you can grab a little bit of dark color on the brush. There we go. Just drop in a nice reflection. Same over here. Pull down, pull straight down. That's about all we need right there. Maybe a little darker right in here. Alright, that looks good. Now to make this look very wet, we'll take a clean brush and brush it across very lightly. See that? It makes them look like reflections. Just blends them in a little bit more. With a little bit of yellow and green and white, we can push up right here, create some grass. See that? Make it look like a very soft, grassy meadow back there. Push it right up. With a little white on the knife, we can rub in a water line back here. Just rub it right in. Keep them very flat though, as flat as you can. Back to the dark color on the fan brush. We can tap in some trees back over here on the left side. Tap them right in. Form all the little limbs. Nice dark color on the 1-inch brush. We can tap in some bushes down here, just like that. And then pull down for some reflections. And maybe we want something on this side too. So we'll push them right in. With some yellow and green, we can highlight these bushes. Just come up here and give a very light touch. Leave some dark in your bushes. Maybe the most important part of the bush is all the dark. There we go. Drop them right in. There's a little bit over here too. With some dark brown on the knife, we can add a few rocks down here. Nice rocky shore, just like that. With a little bit of brown and white, we'll highlight it the same way we highlighted the mountain. Very light pressure. Let the paint break. With a little bit of light green on the fan brush, we can add some highlight to these trees to finish off the painting. Don't need a ton of highlight. I want to keep these pretty dark and leave a lot of this pure dark in here, because that'll give your tree a lot of shape and dimension and form. Keeps it from looking flat. There we go. Do a little bit over here. Same way. Alright, well I think we're done. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. Don't forget to check out my website and also my DVD for sale. I'll put those links below. And thanks for watching.